What's good, YouTube? Dorsey Made Gaming here, and today y'all want to do a little small presentation on some interesting things about the college football franchise, in a sense, and how can it make a return, and who could potentially bring that return about. It's going to be very interesting. Don't forget to hit that like button, y'all. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for notifications. That way you get updated on our daily show, the DM Gaming Morning Show, as well as content such as this. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Jumping straight into it, guys, everybody is wondering about who could potentially bring about the return of a great college football game. And a big company comes to mind, Visual Concepts. Now, if you don't know who Visual Concepts is, they are the gaming development company behind the parent organization 2K. We know that these guys do a pretty good job as far as detailing their games, they make games that look good, that play good, and we like to play them. They've made games in the past. They're making games right now. But there are some issues that, people tend to find that they miss out on when it comes to making a college football game. The biggest thing is licensing. But Visual Concepts could potentially do this. They could potentially make this happen. And I think that if they did, they would do a good job. Why? Because what have they done in the past? ESPN 2K5, one of the most notable games ever to grace a console in the sports title genre. ESPN 2K5 had extreme depth, it had extreme versatility, and extreme immersion. The graphics, well, it was on PlayStation 2, so give or take that, but the game was awesome. But you say, hey, that was NFL. Has 2K ever done college football? Why, yes, they have. Yes, they have. Introducing NCAA College Football 2K3 by the same people. Now, this game at the time, it had a college licensing with the NCAA logo you see at the bottom, but there's also the little house-like logo. Yeah, that is what's really needed to make a college football game. Because the NCAA logo, guys, guess what? That's all it's for. The license for the NCAA is just to carry the name NCAA. In order to make a college football game with authentic teams and rosters, you need the Collegiate Licensing Company, which has changed their name recently to, bam, IMG College Licensing. It's the same thing. This company is representing over 200 Division One schools across the country, and they are the ones who are responsible for the team's likenesses in the game, not NCAA. So they don't need the NCAA licensing. Only thing the NCAA licensing does is allow you to put NCAA on the title and use the NCAA circular, not the football, the circular logo. It's the IMG that represents the bulk of these schools. Now, some of them are represented by themselves, but IMG represents the bulk of them, and that's what they need. Now, another developer, old school, bam, 989 Studios. Yes, 989 Studios, which is a Sony brand. 99 Studios is responsible for a lot of games such as Siphon Filter, Twisted Metal, big time games like that you remember back on PlayStation 1. Now, that's 989 Studios, but they do have a sports side, kind of like EA did with EA, makes Need for Speed and stuff like that, and EA Sports, and that's where 989 Sports comes into play. They were the ones who made the game NCAA Game Breaker, which was an awesome college football game, y'all. But 989 Sports, they kind of changed some stuff around. They ended up changing to a different platform in a sense. They're still owned by Sony, but they go under a different name. What is that different name, you ask? Sony Computer Entertainment America, also known as Sony Interactive Entertainment, or SIE. Sony changed this up with 989 Sports. That's why you don't really see them anymore, but they're still relevant. Sony brand is still out there. Sony, on the other hand, can still make a college football game, I imagine, if they so choose. but it would only just be for Sony. While 2K and Visual Concepts would be more for overall consoles, Sony's brand with 989 Sports was exclusive to Sony. And while 989 Sports may not still be active, they don't make games, they kind of have absorbed into Sony Computer Entertainment America. There is one game development company that I could see making a college football game for Sony. Enters San Diego Studio. Now, some of y'all may not know who San Diego Studio is, but if you know games like NBA '07, that was on the PlayStation 2, you know the one with Kobe Bryant on the cover, or most notably MLB The Show, then you know who San Diego Studios is. They're a game development company for Sony, and if they made a college football game, it would be awesome because MLB The Show has so much depth. It has it's awesome. The graphics, everything is good. It's the best baseball game ever. Nothing can touch it. Nothing has. Nothing ever will. So going back to Visual Concepts and 2K, both of these companies, both Sony and 2K, could technically make a football game, a college football game. All they would need was the IMG collegiate licensing in order to put the authentic teams and stadiums and bowl games into the game because that's what the IMG licensing does. They don't need NCAA. Only thing that would do to the game is not, they wouldn't be able to call it NCAA. They would just have to call it college football. But there is some good news. There's light at the end of the tunnel with a company by the name of IMV, Immaculate Vision Gaming. A link to their website is going to be down in the description box below. They're making a football game called Gridiron Champions. While they don't have any kind of collegiate licensing or the IMG licensing, the game is going to be set up in a way where you can go in and create those teams and stadiums, and it's set up on a college football format. And they do have a developer on board. The developer, Big Ant Studios. Now, I know a lot of people don't know about Big Ant Studios because they're based out of Australia. However, they have made a game, Ashes Cricket, on the Xbox One and PlayStation 4. And before you knock it, the graphics actually look pretty darn good. So, all in all, IMV right now is our only source for college football. But if 2K and Sony wanted to make one, they both have development companies on board, and all they would need would be the IMG licensing if they wanted to make authentic teams. Now, there are some teams that aren't with IMG. You know, they can go and get that by themselves, but that's completely up to them. I hope that this has been pretty informative. It's definitely been fun. Gotta go. That's all I got for right now. Till next time, and God bless.